What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, y'all. Illegal Opinions Podcast, last place for real talk. Listen with an open mind and leave mad, the choice is yours. We are at episode 143. And this is your man, Marcus Palmer, and comedian Sam Ridley, man. Good to be back.
It is. It's good to be back. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, 2023. We made it. We made it.
Yeah.
God damn, that was a shitty year for me.
That's hard because 2020 wasn't great for everybody, and then 2021 was kind of like and then for 2022 to be like, well, this is personally.
Well, you know what I'll say now. It was traumatizing, but I will say like growth has came out of it. Like that rose concrete thing or whatever you want to call it. But we here. Before we started, and I didn't want to like have a long conversation about it. I asked Marcus that old man weather shit, like how the weather out there, right? Yeah. And the reason I asked is because I don't know if you've seen like there's like a day after tomorrow type like winter cyclone over like this part. Like it ain't three of them like in the movie, but that shit's really fucking happening. And when I went to read up what it was, I was like, oh, this is literally the same shit that scientist was talking about.
Yeah, the winter just over you, and a lot of it.
Bam.
I did see that they were talking about there was like 80-mile-per-hour winds in San Francisco, and that really piqued my interest because in the South, trees just grow deeper roots because they're used to getting, just through evolution or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They grow deeper roots. They lean more. They lean with it and they rock with it more. I guess just put it
That's
like
just what happens.
This is what happens. And I was in San Fran probably 2 or 3 months ago, and I went to the Redwood Forest up there, or that preserve that they have for that. And there were trees that were just falling over because they was tall, like niggas.
Just a tall nigga tree.
Tall niggas is clumsy.
What's a tall nigga tree?
They just redwoods just falling over, and I'm like, damn. Like thinking about the fact that wind was what it was, and just pushing those trees the way that it most likely was. I can't imagine. It's kind of like one of those things where it rains in LA and people forget what the fuck is going on. That wind hits San Fran, and trees is like, nigga, we don't usually get this shit. Like, what the fuck?
I was out last night at a show, and I looked at my phone, and I had messages of people going, hey, thoughts and prayers of you and your fam. I hope y'all good. I was like, nigga, am I in danger? I'm at the bar. Like, what's happening right now? So that made me look, and it was rainy. You know what I'm saying? But it was, in Virginia, how it is for like 2.5 months.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is right now. And don't get me wrong. Like, the problem is in VA and other places, I guess, the speed limit was max in Virginia, like 65. You know what I'm saying? And out here, it's 75. So people are doing 85. And as soon as it rain in a place where it don't, they go, let me slow down. But they slow down to 75.
And they slow down fast. So then, if you're behind that person, but I saw a post from a few people on my timeline just where it was like, okay, we get it, Mother Nature. Enough rain for California. It's been 3 days in a row. Where
it was stupid. It was like, why is it still here? Like that's how it felt the whole time it was raining. Like
no, man. I saw it popped up on my screen today that it killed 2 people. So however that happened, prayers to those families and just like something catastrophic happening. I don't even know like how do you react to something? Well, your family wasn't killed in a car accident. Your family wasn't killed by some ignorant nigga on the street. The wind actually did this.
And see, that's my problem with it. Like, I refuse to have my shit end. And what happened to Sam, man? It was drizzling, my nigga.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it. The nigga it was drizzling and he was driving fast. I was cruising at 40 so clean last night through this rain, bro, because all these roads feel like cocoa butter on a chocolate chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it.
It was wet outside and he didn't make it. Like, god damn, that was it?
That was it. Like, it was damp. Took him out. That's not what I want for me.
It's a bad way to go.
Before we get all into it, man, and look, this is our sponsor. We're our sponsor, goddammit.
Yeah.
Did you get the video that I sent you, or did that come through?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, because I was gonna say I can present that if not. So
You can
recently,
present it still. You can
oh,
still
okay,
present it.
I can.
I don't
I
have
can
it up. You can present
look. Okay, look, that's less shit for you to have to do. I like it. So we are, doing our thing. I'm out here in LA, and I'm starting to do a lot more stuff in Los Angeles for y'all to come see. People that are like, where are your shows at? This and that. So for my hardcore listeners, I know y'all are the ones that are here that check in. This is me doing 5 minutes at the Comedy Chateau last week on Thursday, and I'm gonna give you an announcement after that. But let me see if I can get this video to come up. I think it's in the queue there. I think you're the one that got to pull it up. But yeah, y'all check this out. This is 5 minutes of me. I don't normally put out whole sets. It's actually a new bit I'm working on in the middle. Enjoy it.
Right now for your next comedian, coming to the stage, Sam Ridley! Get high for!
That girls just want to have fun? Is that what that was? That's what happens when black people... Okay. How y'all doing? Oh my God, it's good to see y'all. Good mixed crowd. Got some white women, smell like credit cards and shit. I see you. I see you, man. Hey, I know every comic get on stage and immediately go, who's in a relationship? I want y'all to calm down. I'm not going to do that. Because we're here to have a good time. And you don't need me reminding you of your stupid ass decision. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't there somebody that got called out this y'all first date? Where you at? Where you at? Is it y'all? Okay, I don't care. I just want to get that out for everybody, all right? This is why I don't care. I know you think I'm being mean. I'm explaining myself, and then we'll never see each other again, all right? I did a show one time. There was this couple up front, and this chick was grinning, clutching his arm. No circulation. I'm like, how long y'all been together? She was like, oh, my God, 3 amazing weeks, right? He looked like his soul left about 3 weeks ago, right? And it dawned on me, this bitch has no idea this is the last date. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. So, I don't do that, you know? I'm a family guy. Y'all been taking kids to Disneyland? Make some noise. Who's done that? I don't believe any of them because if they had, they wouldn't be clapping. That's how that works. I took kids to Disney. It's not the park. The park is great. That's what it's for. It's the hotel room with children. Where I grew up in the hotel room shit. You know, where when you turn the TV on, you gotta watch that scrolly thing to figure out what to watch. Our kids don't have that, you know? And I told them, you better remember the number your shit is on. Because you're going to miss 5 minutes of it, and guess what? This terrifying shit happened when I was a kid. It's never coming on again. Never. You remember when you was a kid, you missed the Charlie Brown shit like the first 10 minutes because your mama got out of bingo late? And then you had to wait a whole year to see if he got that goddamn pumpkin? It's stressful being a kid. That's why we got issues now. So I'm in the hotel room with him, but this is the dope part. At night, old-ass commercials come on, and I could teach my kids about shit from when I was a kid. Who remembers Grey Poupon commercials from back in the day? That shit was dope, right? So check this out. The Grey Poupon commercial came on. My kids was confused, you know? It's a food commercial. There's a Rolls Royce. No food's that expensive my dad buys. And he was like, Dad, what's Grey Poupon? And I looked up and I saw what commercial it was. I said, oh, this is cool. This is how rich white people meet each other. Right? That's what the commercial was about, right? Okay, for those of you that don't know and are lost, Grey Poupon is fancy mustard, okay? And apparently, white people keep it in their pocket. At all times. It's very important. And they have chronicled this in a commercial called Grey Poupon, okay? Because a white man in a Rolls Royce pulls up to a stoplight, top view, okay? Pulls up, cleaned in a bitch. Another Rolls Royce pulls up right next to him, top view. And the window rolls down and we hear a man go, you got any Grey Poupon? I'm assuming he's like, you got some mustard? You know, like a crackhead. Because this white man forgot his shit, right? And then the other white man says something to him, and I'm assuming it's like, you forgot your mustard, motherfucker? Like, this is a serious thing. If you white and you forget your goddamn mustard. So, you got your mustard? So this is a serious thing, okay? So the one white man passes a full jar to the other white man. Usually it's a packet, but this is an emergency, okay? He gives him a full glass jar of mustard, and then we never get to see what happens in that car.
That's white secrets. We don't even know if this motherfucker got food for the mustard, okay? I don't know if maybe they dabbing it on each other's lips and looking at each. I don't know what white people do when. It's so strange. So strange. But it's fun. I'm gonna get ready and get out. I'm gonna tell y'all another good joke and I'm gonna get up out of here. It's not even a joke, because I'm here to help people. That's what I'm here for. Men, stop sending these women dick pictures they didn't ask for. Should be a larger applause for that, but men was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see that? And I want to do it. Stop it, men. They don't photograph well. Why do you want to show people it while it's still? It only looks good in motion, right? Think about it. It needs to be doing something. Otherwise, it just looks sad, you know? Now, ladies, I'm going to give you a tip, too. See how quiet it got? Y'all can send men pictures we don't like. We're just never going to tell you we don't like them, because then you won't send any good ones. That's as simple as that, okay? But here's the thing that y'all don't know, ladies. If you're going to send a man a picture of your titties, you have to send both titties at the same time. It's real important, okay? You sitting over there looking at two beautiful titties, and then you send me one, so it looked like a cyclops on my phone. And that's not fair, because fellas, don't it make you have more questions, like which titty did she send me? The big titty or the little titty? Is that just me? They all look the same size till you date them for about 3 months, and then they look back at you like Forrest Whitaker or something, right? Hey, I'm Sam Ridley, y'all. I'm out here.
That was last week at the Comedy Chateau. And they liked it a lot. They had asked me to come back and do New Year's, and then I ended up having to decline it. And I'm glad I did, because now, for those of you that are listening this Sunday and you live in the LA area, come out on January 14th to the Comedy Chateau, which is in the main room, same show you just saw, or same room you just saw, where I'll be opening for Daryl Hannah from Saturday Night Live.
Very nice.
That shit is gonna be crazy. And you know what's crazy? He'll be my second SNL person that I opened for. I opened for Tim Meadows. And
yeah.
But yeah, they called, they were like, you know, he switched his date originally. The show was the 13th. I know, like, there was a handful of y'all that had already got tickets. It got moved to the 14th. The promo code is still going to be Sam. As soon as I get the ticket link, they're making all of the new flyers and stuff. I'll have that stuff up. You'll be able to get your tickets, and I'll see you in LA with Daryl Hannah. It's going to be fucking amazing. So,
it's dope.
Man. Yeah,
it's
man.
Dope. It's dope. It's dope.
Oh, man. But yeah, let's get into this episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Is your move going straight? You good out there? You know?
Oh, yeah. Everything's cool, man. I mean, besides, you know, I'm doing the podcast right now from a child's room because I had to leave where I was because, you know, this ain't my house, nigga. I don't move into my apartment until like 2 weeks from now. I want to say right just after MLK. So and when I sit up there, that's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be dope. But yeah, right now it's just getting in where I fit in, trying to not make it, you know, too much noise that people want you to start, you know, paying rent and shit. So I just kind of stay out the way.
Yeah.
You know, I go to my little room in the back. When I get off from work, I get on my little air mattress. I watch my laptop and shit.
See, you like me. You like me.
Yeah.
I would rather be in somebody's house and have them get to the point where they come to me and they're like, hey, you know, you can do your thing, bro. You ain't got to, because at that point I know they're like, yo, they humble about this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all dudes that behave during the winter cause it's cold, you need somewhere to stay, and then you start wilding. Like, there's a better way.
Yeah, y'all leave y'all dirty ass socks and shit in the living room.
Yeah.
Dirty dishes and sink. Nigga, I it's not the first time, but just so happened last night. I cooked dinner. And it was just me and some fam over here, nothing crazy. But I just planned to cook anyway, so I already bought all the shit. I cooked dinner. And just as part of the story, nigga was like, damn, nigga, this fucking chicken, this shit's delicious, nigga. Like, shit's goddamn 12 out of 10. Like, he ate 3 pieces of fucking chicken thighs, which I ain't never seen a nigga eat. Just
3 thighs?
3. chicken thighs in a row. Like there was no sides, nigga. It was just thighs, a little, mushroom sauce I made to go on top of it, and he was like, "Yo, nigga, this shit is fucking fantastic."
I think about this shit. I ain't never seen a nigga eat 3 thighs in a row.
Nigga, ever. Even when you go get a meal from Popeyes, it's like, you get you a drumstick and then maybe a thigh or some shit. Like, he was just talking all casually. We was watching basketball and shit. And he was talking all casually, like, yeah, man, I can't believe, yada, 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 yada. He started getting up and going back to the pan and getting another thigh. And at first I was like, I made 8 thighs, right? So at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna take some of this shit for like lunch tomorrow or something. And then, but he's like, but I told the nigga, like, hey man, like, eat. I cook just for us. I'm here, what I'm saying? Like, he's like, all right, cool. But the third time he got up, I was like, hey, yo, like, nigga, like, it's supposed to last. Nigga, like you always take one. Well, I not like everybody doesn't always. I always take one off. Maybe not the runt, not the big piece, but like the one kind of in between that spectrum to make sure it's cooked through.
Right.
Like, you cut that one open. So I've already kind of like cut one open and put it on the table just for, him and I to pick off of. So that's one piece of chicken down out of 8. No. That's one piece of chicken. So now, what I'm saying? I get a piece of chicken. That's 2 pieces down. This nigga ate 3 pieces. He ate, it's 5 chickens gone. Now there's only 3 chickens left. He's like, nigga, I'm taking this like for lunch tomorrow. I'm like, bro, this supposed to last us, nigga, till like Saturday. But
the struggle.
It's like, yo, you know what? I ain't tripping. It's just chicken.
He needed that chicken, bro.
And I could tell too. I'm like, damn, nigga, you ain't eat no lunch today, nigga. Like, God, you got a good job, bro. Like, fuck you doing that work, eating Twizzlers and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, vending machine was out that day, dog. That's all that was. Or maybe you put your foot in that chicken, and that's like a compliment to the chef.
I mean, I ain't mad at it, but I was kind of like, also like, God damn, like.
It's a community batch, nigga.
I thought this. I mean, but it was all good. I'm thankful, for the help and shit like that. So, it's not. I say help. I could like have an Airbnb for it, but who wants to do that? So it's fam. So I try, like, the one thing that you can do when you're staying with people. This is for everybody. The one thing, if you're staying with somebody and they're doing you a solid, is just like try to figure out ways to do them a solid back. Take the fucking trash out. Fucking clean up the kitchen. Cook some shit. Watch the kids for a little bit. Not a whole lot of bit, but for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just shit like that. Just to, just to add to. And this is also for women too. Goddamn. Like, just add to a motherfucker's piece in a way that they ain't got to worry about doing some shit that they normally wouldn't do. But that's it, man. Everything's cool. When I get settled, then I'll, go into where I'm at or whatever. But where I'm at. So, and then people know where I am. So it's all good though.
Long-time listener asked me if you was homeless.
I am.
But what's concern?
What's fucked up about it is I am homeless. This is kind of a stunt. So fuck y'all. I am homeless, but I own homes.
Ooh.
What?
I could pick one and just go.
I could go to one if I want to. I mean, I gotta kick some good white people out, but I can still go to one.
That shit might be dope.
They pay rent on time and everything, so.
I know, but just for the experience, that would be like the ultimate, like, I just want to do some real, like, reparation shit and just, boom, get the fuck out.
I got a key to this place, y'all. Y'all cooking?
Walking there, just start scrambling eggs, butt naked and shit.
You gotta smell your lightsaber.
Leonard Washington style. But yeah, man, let's get to some shit that's been going on around the world. Let's get to this sad news, of course, up front.
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Marcus go ahead and run it because that aggravates people when I start football conversations.
This is difficult, actually, man.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know, not because maybe the reasons people might think, but we watched the game. We were watching that game, and we had some. Well, he had some people over. I didn't have anybody over. He had some people over. We was watching the game, and let me not fuck this up. Damar Hamlin.
Yes.
Regular football play. Nothing extravagant about it. other than the fact that he was hit in his chest. And for people that don't know, there's electricity and shit like that. Your heart beats to a rhythm based off electricity, and that shit disrupted that regularity, and his heart stopped. He got up, and I watched it. He stood up and he collapsed. Like, he had like one heartbeat after the disruption, enough for him to stand up, and then he collapsed. I watched football most of my life. Like, I remember watching fucking old Cowboys games. Cowboys versus the 49ers, like back when it was Emmett and Dion and like Michael Irvin, like all that shit. I've seen a bunch of injuries. I saw Alex Smith's leg twisted up into a fucking pretzel, broken at the fucking shin. Disgusting. I watched Ryan Shazier go in for a tackle and fucking end up paralyzed, like not moving on the field. And maybe it's me being desensitized to it, but I ain't gonna front, man. I thought they was gonna keep playing the game. Like, I thought, there was people downstairs that were like, yo, like, they might stop this shit. And I'm like, nah, not the NFL. Because the NFL gets to the money. Like, the NFL gets busy. Like, I've seen people's legs flapping around just below their knee. And they kept playing the fucking game. Now, this was different based off the fact that, we didn't see it. But, they're administering, 9 minutes of CPR to this cat because he's not breathing on his own. They're giving him oxygen on the field because he's not breathing on his own. They're backing up an ambulance onto the fucking football field. That is different.
Yeah.
But to me, it's not any less gruesome than anything else I've seen. Antonio Brown limp on the field after a nasty fucking hit. I've seen people carry their bodies while holding like their arm with their other hand, running off the field because their shoulder is fucking out of place and shit. Like, so I just didn't think it was gonna be something that stopped the game because of how violent football is. This goes back to an early podcast, like probably back in the 20s somewhere, not 1920s, but in number 20s and shit.
We've been podding since the 20s.
Yeah, podding since the 20s. Oh yes, eh?
Man.
But this goes back to when we were talking about, what would you like allow your children to do nowadays? Like, would you allow your child to play football? Which is kind of where we landed. And I said then and I say it now, like, yeah, my kid he's a little fire hydrant. This cat is running around. He's stout as fuck. He's strong. He's an athlete just by him jumping around like a crazy person all the time, playing soccer or whatever. But if it came down to if it's my choice, if my son plays football or not, the answer is no. It's not something. If he's interested in playing football and he wants to go out there and play football, cool, I support you. But it's not going to be something that I put in his life. Like, I do want to put baseball in his life. I just think baseball it brings a certain hand-eye coordination and amazing focus. Like, you have to be focused in a moment. Now, baseball is slow. Baseball is a slow sport. But in those moments between that pitcher winding up to pitch that baseball and that hitter fucking getting ready to do whatever he's going to attempt to do, there's no more focus than that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like, there is no more. That ball is coming out of his hand at whatever angle, at whatever mile per hour, throwing whatever pitches he's going to throw. There's fucking 5 or 6 of them bitches that you just don't know. Hyper focus. So baseball is one that I would like him to play, but he loves soccer. I'm not going to force him to play something else other than those 2 sports because, yes, soccer is violent, but it's just a different aesthetic on every play. There are linemen, there are offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and they smash into each other every snap. There is not a snap.
It's not a natural thing to do. It's just not.
There's not one snap. Even at the very end of the game when the team has won and they're just going to kneel down the ball, the quarterback's going to take 2 steps back and kneel down. Those linemen are still smashing into each other. I mean, it's a crazy. Don't get me wrong. Football is not going to stop. It's an incredibly entertaining sport. There are incredible athletes out there. I respect everything they do, but it's kind of hard to tell because I know there are people out there that want their kids to be football stars. I got family that want their kids to be football stars. They want them to go out there and do whatever, but for me, it's not that important, man. It's like it's you have to tell your kids, you have to give them the information, right? You have to give them the information. Like, I'll just say I'm living somewhere in Florida right now. Okay. I tell my son, even before he's come out here again, we've lived around here before, but even before he's come out here again, hey, watch this video of this alligator attacking a fucking deer. Because you need to know them niggas ain't playing when you get in that water over there. Stay away from the fucking water. This is not play. You can't literally, I am not even joking. I am fucking like 50 yards max from a small pond in a big community. There's a fucking 6-foot alligator over there. I see this nigga every day when I go to my car.
Wow.
Sunbathing and shit. I'm not even joking.
And it's just cool?
Joking. Just cool. It's just cool.
Fuck that.
So,
what?
And I'm just, but it's
that's where you that's where you at. It's coyotes and shit out here. So yes, yeah.
It's just where you are. So for me, if my son ever came to me and said, "Hey, I want to play football," I have to let him know the dangers of the shit.
Simple as that.
And that's all. I mean, of course, full recovery and a swift recovery to the football player that fucking almost died the other day on the field. But when you do certain shit, there is risk involved. And there's no way to make football safer. People are only getting bigger and faster. These players are only getting bigger and faster and stronger. There's going to be more risk in it. It's just like, I would imagine, and I don't know, but if I had to guess, we were talking about the 20s a minute ago, I would have to guess back when the first cars were made, they weren't going that fucking fast.
No.
So if there was an accident, there was a collision, it was like, oh shit, Wilbur? The fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I ran into Nadine down at the mall, at the shops.
Yes, at the shops. Down at the shops. Down at the Saturday market. So, but as cars got faster and bigger and more powerful, there are more fatalities. There are more injuries involved with that shit.
Yeah.
So it's just something that, I mean, that's all I really got on it, man. I mean, I'm sure people have heard more than enough. It's on the news cycle like crazy right now. So
yeah,
this is rough, man.
I didn't know who Damar Hamlin was, obviously. And I remember somebody asking a question on the net of like, who did know who he was before this? And that shit in a conversation I had with one of my best friends really pissed me off because there's something gone inside of human empathy now. Yeah. I don't need to know who he is to know all he was doing was following his passion and going to play a sport that he loves. Absolutely. And he knew the dangers. Like everything Marcus said was valid, but I want all of y'all to know this isn't a banned football conversation. I think we'd both be hypocrites being boxing fans to say that this shit is too violent. You know what I'm saying?
Watch people get head bounced off that canvas, nigga.
Right. So I'm not saying any of those things. What I mean is I didn't need to know who he was to know, damn, he was just living his dream out and he hoped that thing wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, because football always been fucking dangerous. Yeah. I had my kids in karate or taekwondo for self-defense, and I understood even that. You're going to get hurt. Somebody's going to hit you, and I would tell them that, you know. But, yeah, I would never push them into it. I know now the worst thing that I could do as a black father, for me, is have them grow up thinking they have to be something, and they end up doing a job for 20 years that they can't stand.
Yeah.
When I can see the shit that they're into right now. So why don't you just go work on your tech shit and you go be a weapons expert or whatever you're into? As long as I see that you're focused on it, it ain't a me going, you should try this.
Right.
Keep doing that shit. And by the time you get 10 years in, you're going to know more about it than most people that went to college for it. Right. So, you know, Damar Hamlin was just doing his thing. I heard somebody in that conversation I said I had with a friend of mine, and they were like, you know, why are y'all acting like you care about this man? That was one of them. The other one was, why didn't they finish the game? And I made a post because I saw Skip Bayless post, and that's the one that kind of, on Twitter, that's the one that kind of rung the bell. And don't get me wrong, since then, I know this is Sunday, y'all will hear, he said a whole lot more shit. Shannon Sharp called out. Was it the day after he put that out? I think, Skip had to go answer that shit on his own. And that's one that I occasionally watch just because regardless of how I feel about sports entertainment, Shannon Sharp is fucking entertaining. And I'll go to him and just kind of see what's going on.
Did he call out after they got into it on the air, or was it before?
After. I think it was after. From what I saw,
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know I saw that clip of them getting into it because he was trying to do the monologue thing, and then Skip kind of jumped in, thinking he was being asked a question about taking down his post, and he said he wasn't going to take down the post. But I don't know what happened. Whatever yesterday or day before, whenever that was.
What I'm speaking on is the initial. All right, I haven't been keeping up with it since then. So I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But what I do think is that it was just a poorly worded tweet. I read it like 5 times, and I was like, I don't want to believe, back to the empathy thing, I don't want to believe that he would say some asshole shit like that right then.
Yeah.
That was where I went first.
No, I agree.
There might be a naive benefit of the doubt, but I don't want to believe he was sitting there and was like, man, fuck this dude. Can we play the game? Like, do y'all think that?
I think what happened was, because sometimes you could say too much, other times you didn't say enough. And I think the point he was trying to make was that what he was trying to get to, he stopped just short of. Because I understand where he stopped at. He was saying like, oh, basically it was on some, oh, like now we care type of shit. As opposed to any other time, we would just kept this game going.
Right.
But I don't think he got to that. Like, he didn't say enough words to get to like his point.
Because it leaves it too open to interpretation.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what the internet did.
Yeah.
So yeah, so back to your point about these injuries, you know, you've seen this person twisted, you've seen this person, this and that. It might have been the Joker, but you know, they're talking about like when people go to war, if some dude just gets shot in the face, that's the normal injury. So, like you said, some dude sprains his ankle and they cart him off. Clap, clap, we're back to work. Mm. You're used to seeing certain things, and then when the injury is shocking enough, something different happens.
Yeah.
But in reality, like you said, you just desensitized to all of it, bro. Like, y'all see this shit happen every game. Just not to that degree.
But the thing about it was, that injury wasn't like a gross injury that you would normally see. Like somebody getting their back broken, bent over, their legs pinned, none of them. Like you see some really like fucking extra shit happening. That was a regular hit that he stood up and he collapsed. Like you see that during games, like when they play in Miami during fucking September, October, whatever, and it's fucking hot as fuck outside. People cramping up, people fucking passing out on the field. That looks worse than what happened then.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards was worse because now people are in the stadium. There's a fucking, I don't know, 80,000 people in there watching this kid get fucking CPR on the field because he can't breathe on his own. Like that's different.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Shit. Okay. For the military listeners, I remember one time, real short story. Short story. God damn, I can't talk. We did a run, 2-mile jog, whatever, with the whole platoon, and the chief stops, looks around, passes out. Same type of thing. Yeah. And it was like, oh shit. But again, we're used to seeing people tired after a PT test. We're used to seeing people lay down and put their arms up and all this and that. So at first, it was oh man, somebody go check on them. until they realized it wasn't that. And now everybody taking a knee and they're praying. But it's like, yo, we do this shit to ourselves every day. And Marcus is saying, on what small scale is that type of impact happening every play to the offensive defensive lineman?
Right.
Like, and is anybody gonna look into this, or is this gonna be a thing that they be like, we can't let them look into this? Sort of like the concussion thing. We got to put something on paper, but the game's gonna be the game.
Yeah, I mean, and hell, Tua Tagovailoa is out again this week under concussion protocol for which should be the third time this year, even though it's only the second time. But we all know watching that first game, he hit his head on the back of that goddamn on the grass. Well, it's not even grass; it's artificial fucking turf, but damn near it's just padded concrete. He's out again for a concussion. This is easily at least his third one this year. And he's going to go out and play again. And guess what? Even though DeMar Hamlin is in critical condition and can't breathe on his own, I think right now he's like, I guess it's like 50% he can breathe on his own now. Whatever the fuck that means. Every other fucking breath is his own. I don't know. To me, that sounds a little PR-ish, but whatever. Tua being out with the fucking concussion. I think like last week it was something like 15 out of the 32 teams. There was 15 quarterbacks starting that didn't start at the beginning of the year because of injuries or just being pulled for whatever reason. Guess what? Playoffs start Saturday, nigga. And they playing. I got a message on my phone saying that Derrick Henry will be starting on Saturday. I got that shit today at like 3 p.m. It just came through. So I guess they playing Saturday.
And see, for people like you that get those, like, oh, yo, you know, like, I don't know, my closest reference is fucking Major League. When they're like, we just signed Parkman. Like, y'all get excited about those moves because it's, you know, fantasy football. This affected a bunch of people's rosters and this and that, you know. But does it go further than that? Do people give a shit about him? Let me ask you this. So, because I don't want to be joke police on shit. At what point did injuries be funny? I've seen so many memes of Anthony Davis as Mr. Glass in a chair. You know, like I remember D Rose. Every time he go out there, he breaks something. People would start clowning him. But is he not the same athlete or type of athlete doing the same thing? But certain people get hurt, and it's like, man, this motherfucker hurt again.
No, it's different because, like, you know, you'll see a basketball player running down the field. You see the football too. You see a basketball player running down the court, and they pull up short, and you can't tell there was like it's a non-contact injury. So they just like pulled a fucking, they tore their Achilles, or they tried to like D Rose situation. He was trying to, you know, cut. He was a cutting player. He was a bad motherfucker. That shit took a toll on his knees, tore his knees up. Non-contact type injuries. In football, people are slamming into each other with bad intentions.
But they still hurt.
So it still hurts, yes. But in basketball, with like, damn, nigga, nobody touched you. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah, that's where it is right there. Yeah. That's what I was looking for.
It's like, damn, nigga, nobody touched you and you fucking can't play. Like you pulled a hamstring, you can't play tomorrow. When you got people that play football and you look at their hands, they all taped up and shit because their fingers is jammed, broken up. You got niggas running around. I remember when fucking Jason Pierre-Paul blew his fucking hand up with some fireworks fucking 6-8 years ago, whenever that was. Came back. Every time you see this nigga, he's running around the field with a fucking club. His hand is wrapped in so much fucking tape and gloves. He's beating people with that shit.
That ain't fair.
It's not fair, but I'm just saying, like, that's what he's doing.
Nah, you ain't gonna be hitting me with the club hand, and I'm just like, playing football with everybody else, bro.
He's got a cast, and he's just fucking walloping motherfuckers. I mean, that's just that's different than seeing AD like, I ain't playing tonight because, you know what I'm saying, my goddamn back is tight.
That's fair. That's fair. I was just wondering because, like, there's some of them that I'd be like, damn, they be clowning the shit out of this dude.
But with sports, it's all fucking machismo. Like, especially in, you know, it's all, I mean, it's not like this in female sports or in women's sports or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But in men's sports, it's like you guys, it's still a lot of that machismo. It's still like, okay, if you ain't play today, then you ain't no man. Because you got people that are sitting over there that are getting fucking injections in their fucking back and in their neck just so they can play football.
Right.
You got people that know they got broken fingers, that know they got concussions and shit. And they're like, nah, like I got to man up for my squad. And like, fuck that shit, man. I fuck that. Like, I ain't gonna front, dog. Like, I'm not watching, I'm kind of keeping up with the whole Young Thug shit. They're thinking in court, going to jail, and this nigga's like snitching on that nigga, like, I ain't do no time for you. And Young Thug, who employs all these people, cause don't get it fucked up. Like, if you have a good quarterback, linemen are getting paid.
Big time.
If you got a bad quarterback, y'all niggas getting cut.
You think that they would, hey, y'all protect Tom Brady with your fucking life, like, period.
But over here, Young Thug people, like, they ain't no injury. Nah, I ain't going. No, I'm not going to jail for you. I'm pleading out. So there's a machismo in like those sports where that's why people give LeBron a hard time. Where it's, dog, you ain't no man. Like, you ain't like, MJ sticking with your squad and just gonna be there forever until y'all good or whatever. Like, you just jump around from here to here to here. You ain't no real man. You ain't no real baller. There are people that love LeBron, but most people that don't like LeBron, that's the argument. That's the knock. This is what it is when it comes to sports. Like, you choose to be a fan of something like that, and you kind of you buy into it. And I mean, me personally, I don't play fucking football. So if a motherfucker say he can't play, all I do is take you out my lineup and put somebody else in there, my fantasy team.
And that's it. But it's a small thing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's all just me tapping on my screen and moving you from the starting lineup to the bench.
Oh, you're not here? All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll cut you.
But yeah, I really do. To the family and everybody involved, this shit is insane to have the whole world see on national television. So
crazy, man.
Hold that. And before we get off of heroes, Jeremy Renner. Before I forget, because I forgot to mention to you before. I hope this real life hero fucking pulled through. Jeremy Renner, he plays Hawkeye in the Marvel series, and he's in critical condition right now. As quote unquote, he was completely crushed by a snowplow. Reportedly trying to save someone else. But he posted a picture from the hospital. He's in real fucking bad shape. Like, I saw the picture. Yeah, his upper chest is crushed. A lot of blood loss. I hate that they put exactly how many pounds the snowplow was. Like, what the fuck? Every article I saw, I don't know why that was the thing that aggravated me. Like, if it was 13,000 pounds, he'd have been all right. This shit, I don't know.
I don't, like, I saw the article, and I haven't done too much digging on it. I just kind of saw what I saw. And I don't know how that happens, but it happened. Because at first they wouldn't say what happened. They would say, like, it was a snowplow accident. He suffered from, broken ribs and life-threatening injuries or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck was he doing around the snowplow where it fucked you up like that?
Yeah, and again, like, I saw it and people were telling me, and then I saw his picture because I just follow all of them, and I was like, who was trapped? And then I had the show and everything. This was night before last, so I purposely, honestly, before we started, it's like, maybe I don't want to know. I just want to be okay, because whatever done happened, it don't matter what we say. I just need to be okay. But also, from what I heard, what?
He was in Nevada.
I don't know.
I'm not laughing at.
No, I know.
I'm laughing at, like, yo, you were in, and it said that he was at his home in Reno, Nevada, when this and the article could be wrong.
It's cold up there.
I just tell you what I read.
It get cold up there.
Does it get snowplow cold in Reno, Nevada?
Yeah, actually, when you pass Vegas is like this little black hole that's hot because there's so much pussy out. And then when you pass it and keep going, it get cold as shit. Like, because you're going towards Utah, you're going towards Salt Lake City when you start moving up towards Reno. So yeah, it could be that cold. I can see that.
I don't know.
But yeah, when you just read it and you don't live out here, it's like, what the fuck did you have one for? Yeah.
What's happening? Like, so I just saw that shit and I was like, that seems kind of weird. But
yeah, when you put it like that, somebody told you that like I drowned in a glacier, and you know I live in the desert, like you know they'd be like what? Or some you know they don't even make no sense, but you know.
Like y'all, it's a cover up.
Something is wrong, and they killed my boy.
Yeah, Black Widow little sister got that nigga.
Let's get to some fun shit because I know this is just rough. Real quick, Bad Bunny. Those of you that follow this artist or whatever, but a video came up, and I want y'all to just go look at it. He was doing his thing, and I want to know how Marcus would feel about this even. Because I know you haven't seen this article, but I saw this shit. This chick comes up. He's a celebrity. There's always cameras on now. But I think people get a little bit too familiar with these devices, these little phones that we have. And this chick comes up, excited to see the artist that she follows, loves. People start feeling real familiar. And she jumps in his face. Hey, y'all, I'm out here by the river, da-da-da. His phone, or her phone, is like in his face like this, bruh.
Like a foot away?
Like a foot away. Hey, she doing the whole thing. He like 2 fingers her phone, and I guarantee defenses are down. Like a person I greatly admire is touching my things. Is he gonna talk on my page? Yeet! He shot that shit into the river. Boom. Threw her shit into the goddamn river right then. Of course there was outrage. Because people are never outraged when they doing dumb shit. They only outraged when the action come back. So before we started, I was like, let me see if he's said anything about this. And a part of me was like, I would love it if he didn't.
Right.
If he ain't say shit, like, let somebody else do it. I ain't got nothing else to say. Like,
for sure.
I said it already, you know?
Yeah,
but he did.
I threw your shit in the river. That's what I had to say.
Who next? Like, she fucked around and found out. But what he did say was in 3 words that were simply translated, she was rude.
I like it.
That's it. And I was like, huh. And I just moved on to some new shit. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I get it. That's your phone. You know, it's a lot of money in it.
Well,
I ain't never stuck.
Act like you care about it then.
Act like it. Act like it. That's rude. I can't imagine Marcus and me and this thing going, and y'all put a phone in Marcus Palmer's face. It might be a problem. Muted. It might be a problem. I don't know, but you are running that risk. I remember something happened like that with the baby. Even he had did some shit, and you know people was putting phones in his face, and everybody. Why does everybody think that they're entitled to do that to artists? I'll never understand. That happened in entertainment news. It was some other shit. Gabrielle Union asked and came out, and I'm gonna let Marcus get to the other one when he fixes audio. Gabrielle Union then came out and stated that she feels like, say something. You should be good.
You good?
Yeah.
Go.
Gabrielle Union came out talking about some she should be able to cheat because she paid all the bills, more or less in a meme that went out. I don't know if she said that, but that's the meme that the women are having the conversation about. I don't want to put words in Gabrielle Union's mouth. Right. I think I already did I speak for you on that whole put a phone in Marcus' face shit?
Oh no, the phone thing, like, just don't do that. Like, I don't mind taking pictures with y'all and shit, but like, don't, if I'm walking to go do some shit and I might have my friends and family with me, like, relax, yo. Like, have some respect. You know, like, what more do you want? Be polite, and I'm polite back. Like I said before, I'm a nice guy. No, I'm a nice person. I'm not a nice guy. So just let me go on. I'll take a picture with you. Let me go on the rock. But otherwise, I mean, that's nothing. Like, that's him taking his little fingers and throwing your shit in the river. That's cool.
That's cool.
Because I got security. I got security. I could have got you fucked up, and would have paid that shit. But anyway, I mean,
that's true.
People are rude. People are rude. You know, the same people that'll put their phone in your face when you walk down the street. The same people that'll cut you off in traffic and look at you like it's your fault.
That's true. So, women talking about Gabby make all the money and on this post made me think immediately about Marcus saying men should make more money. But it was interesting, bro, because women were going, well, think about it. Men have been using this to treat women however since the beginning of time. And I was like, so what do you mean by that? They're like, think about every kept woman. That was the wording. Every kept woman that didn't have a job and they were at home and the man was the breadwinner doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
It was expected of females, and this is not me talking, that they would put up with a certain level of shit because they aren't being in the provider position.
Right.
If we're talking equality, which is something that comes up a lot in these types of conversations with men and women, how could she come out and say that in 2022, 2023?
I want to understand something. Okay. So she says she makes more money than who?
In past relationships. This is something she's said that she would practice.
She should be allowed to cheat?
Yes.
And women are cool with that.
From what I'm seeing in posts.
There's a certain segment of women are cool with that. Not everybody, of course.
Well,
the ones that have sense.
Let me quote the article real quick. Gabrielle Union felt, quote unquote, entitled to cheat on her first husband because she, quote, paid all the bills. That's the quote that is popping up in all of the articles. So that was probably back when she was, a little bit popping in Hollywood. And she probably was dating a regular dude that just didn't have that. So she probably felt like, well, what he gonna tell me? It's interesting that she would pull that card. To me, that kind of sets y'all back. Like, if y'all are looking at her as like a person that, would help in y'all's mission, she's kind of setting you back in that respect. It's like saying, no, I'm a wild out because I got money. Oh, okay. So I guess we can too. And we're back there again. That don't make sense to me.
Let's talk about people. Fuck that. Let's talk about women wanting their own lane, wanting to be their own people, their own sensibilities. They want to have their own shit. Cool with that. But what comes with that is you have to have your own morality as well. You have to have your own morals as well, right? So if you were with a rich dude, or not rich, if you were with somebody that made more money than you did, right? And he cheated on you, and you thought that was immoral according to your compass. There should not be a world that you live in once you get money to be with somebody that makes less than you do and do that to them as well. And then double back to say, well, I was with this dude who hurt me by doing this, so I now deserve to do it to you. What in the fuck are you talking about, yo?
Agree. All that money do is make her more who she already is.
Yes, like dog, you can't. Like we just a small example. A motherfucker cut you off in traffic, and you're motherfucking him all the way down the interstate, or her, whoever.
Motherfucking him.
Right?
I've motherfucked a few people down the highway.
Yes. I'll follow some of y'all motherfuckers back. You better be glad that I was like, by the time we got to your crib, some Snow Allegra came on and I ain't jump out the car. My nerves was cool. But it's like somebody cutting you off and you motherfucking them down the road, and then you go and cut the next person off. Like, why would you was just mad about that shit.
Right.
Like, you was just mad about the way somebody did you. So why would you now be in a position to do better? And you know what? I'm gonna let this motherfucker in this other lane get ahead of me. I'm gonna slow down some. Let them get ahead of me a little bit, and I'll get behind them because my exit's right here anyway. That's what I do, because I don't like when people fucking cut me off.
You don't want to infuriate somebody the same way. Right.
Like, if you've been cheated on, why would you cheat on the next person and be like, well, I cheated on you because that's just the way it is, and that's just the game. And no, it ain't. Like, I was keeping it 100 with you. I was being genuine with you. You know what I'm saying? I was doing everything I could to make you feel whatever kind of way. You cheat on me because the last nigga cheated on you. You fucking think you could cheat on me because the last nigga cheated on you because he made more money than you did, and he thought it was his right to do that? Then that's that nigga. If you want to be that way, go back to that nigga and do that shit with him. Don't do that with me.
Yeah, don't do it over here. That ain't fair. To me, this speaks to who she is at the core.
Yeah.
Like when I see people make these types of statements, if you're gonna compartmentalize, okay, now that I got the money, I'm gonna do that polar opposite thing just over here. Nah, I know you gonna do that in other aspects. Yeah. I know if me and you are on a movie and you gonna get a leg up on me, you're not gonna help me because you have more than. You're that type of person. Your mentality is, as soon as I get in that lane, I'm pushing y'all.
Yep.
So for y'all that are like, I won't tell you to be fans of, but if you're a big fan of Gabby, this should be a piece of being able to see the real personality if this is what she really feels. This ain't the actress that you fell in love with. This is the person. And this is an ideology she has.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, it's just, there are certain things that your girl can do that is reflection of you. Not everything, because people are different. But if I was D Wade, yo, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
Stop talking to people.
Like, yo, like, what are you doing on here, yo? Like, it's like we talked about before with damn, what's her name? Alicia Curry?
Aisha Curry.
Aisha Curry. Aisha. Like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, you are a reflection of me when you go out and start talking crazy like this. Like, what are you trying to sell? You don't have to talk about you want more niggas in your DMs because you want to sell more fucking pots and pans. You know what I'm saying?
you know how ridiculous that sounds when you put it that way?
Them shits are in Target already, y'all. They're in Target. People, if you were not with me, people would not watch your cooking show on YouTube. Like, come on. Like, you don't have to do this. Like, what more do you want? And it's, let's just go back to some other. Let's do a comparison. Who was more famous? Jeff Bezos' old work, his ex-wife, or the nigga that Michael, the math teacher, we'll call him, from the school. Who was more famous?
I think I spent more time wondering what the math teacher was doing.
That's
personally.
I said who's more famous?
Okay, Bezos, fine.
Bezos, his wife, is more famous, right? We ain't never heard Mike say a goddamn word about shit.
Yeah. I ain't got no word. That's what I expect him to be doing in the house all day.
Yo, even after the fact, even after he got the bread from the divorce, even after he got wherever he got, we don't even know how much money Michael got. We don't know if that's that nigga name. We just made that shit up.
Steve living good. Michael is somewhere. Yeah. We don't know. But that shit, you're right. I think he was smart about it. He was like, I'm already nobody and I can just be rich.
And nobody?
That's the thing about like J. Cole, like all them songs, they be like, man, I'll take the money. I mean, the fortune. But the fame shit is... it's cool for a little bit, and then it's like, damn, I can't go to Target no more. Like, what the fuck? That shit has got to be fucked up a different way. You stuck in your big glass mansion now.
And with that, like, this is go all the way back. You got D Wade, who's retired from basketball. He left the NBA show he was on, where he was doing the halftime, end of game commentator, right? You try to stay low because there's a lot of people on your ass about how you handling your daughter, who was once your son. Right. You try to stay low. You're not out there doing a bunch of extra shit. But meanwhile, you're dealing with this thing, like you're trying to fight and decide what to do in your afterlife of basketball, right? What lane that's going to be, because you're playing basketball your whole life. You lived your dream. You are a Hall of Famer. You're just trying to keep everything in like one lane, keep everything on the railroad track. You're trying to help your daughter become a young woman is what she wants to be. You're dealing with that shit. You're dealing with everything that happens around that shit. Lil Boosie dissing you. and everybody else that we don't even know of or heard of dissing you. And then you got to come home, and you know that Gabrielle Union got a TV way to fuck up, volume on fucking 90, because entertainment television is talking about her, talking about it should be cool if I got more money to fuck other niggas.
Burning the whole goddamn house down.
It's just a lot.
Like,
it's a lot to deal with.
It's a problem.
Like, who wants to deal with that shit? Like, dog, I thought it was a lot. We talked about this back in episode whatever. I thought it was wild that she was every time, I guess, apparently, after they would fuck, she would go and grab her phone and fucking take a picture and shit of post fuck. Like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
His dumb ass cheesing and shit. Yeah. Looking like an idiot. That post cum dumb face. Looking foolish as fuck. And it's like, yo, nigga, like, why you? If there's a reason why Morris Chestnut never wifed her for real.
He really didn't. He was like, we doing 3 bad movies, bitch, and I'm gone.
Oh, I'm a dog. You call me a dog? That's redundant. Like, nigga,
I'm a good man, and I know that.
Bro,
I can't wait for you to see him in this new shit. But yeah, it's wild. It's just a wild thought process. Ladies, please stop giving. This is what I want to say on it. Stop giving your 2 cents on this in comment threads and making dudes not want to talk to you no more.
Yeah.
I was looking like, damn, I respected you 5 minutes ago.
Because y'all ain't Gabrielle Union. And y'all don't got her money, and y'all ain't married to D Wade. Because no matter what Gabby Union say, I don't even like saying Gabby Union. I don't like saying Gabrielle, because all the Gabrielle bitches I know is fine. As long as fucking Drabielle Union is married to Dwayne Wade, she gonna be straight.
Yeah, she'll be fine. But
he ain't going, and he ain't going nowhere, and she ain't going nowhere, because people say that's. I ain't gonna say what people say about Dwayne Wade, but
But that LA's Finest show ain't getting picked up again, so that ain't it. That just ain't it.
Not happening.
Hey, we're at our hot hour. I told Marcus I wanted to mention The Best Man. I honestly would love for you to see it before I talk about it.
I don't have Paramount.
I figure the Peacock is free for like a week or 2.
Oh, Peacock.
Yeah, it's free.
I gotta remember to turn this shit off.
If you watch it, but it's really good. And those of you that grew up watching our black shows, this one is like they did it and they did it right because we got marginalized. They didn't want to make it as a film.
Yeah, I like the series aspect. Like, they made it a series or a mini series instead of a movie.
And when you watch it, it's gonna be like we got 4 more movies. That's how it feels.
Hey, bro, like, I ain't gonna front, because I watched the whatever the fuck it was called, The Best Man Holiday or some shit. I watched that shit recently because it was the holidays, and I can't front. There hasn't been a bad Best Man movie. They only made 2. There's only been 2, but they're both good. Like, they're both like low key. I ain't saying they're no fucking, it ain't fucking Shawshank Redemption and shit like that, but they're both good watches. Even as corny as they are in some places, they're both good watches, right? Like, I almost said Omar Epps. What's that nigga name? Stella got through back.
Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs. I'll do that all the time.
All them interchangeable niggas.
Yeah, all them niggas is the same nigga.
Lorenz.
Yeah, Lorenz Epps. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But like, that movie went the way that shit would happen in real life.
Yes.
Like, I got my mans down here, all my friends for my wedding. I'm a fucking huge star. Y'all come to my big ass crib. We playing cards. We talking about chicks we used to fuck around with, and because her pussy curved with my dick. That's how niggas talk.
The card game is classic. Like, that's just what the fuck, Yeah,
that's how. And then finding out that your man's fucked your girl one night while y'all was still together, or even on a break. I guess it was on a break or some shit, and you fucked her. Like, that's what happens. You will almost die that night, and it would take a light skinned nigga to come and be like, "Hey, man, hey, come on, man." Come on, man. You don't need this, Al. You don't need. So I mean, and then with the new one where he was like, everybody's doing good, everybody except for the nigga Harper's broke trying to write a book or some shit. It's always a nigga that's broke trying to do some shit they probably not good at doing. Cool. In real life, he might have been a nigga that was like trying to sell goddamn. He trying to start opening a barbershop, or trying to fucking print T-shirts or some shit, whatever the fuck. So, but him. Yeah, you can come to the crib. Yeah, come on. Yeah, my wife love you. Come to the crib, and he got to the crib, and yeah, you could be here, but nigga, I still don't fuck with you. Like, fuck you, nigga. Like, I'm allowing you to be around here because my old lady like you.
That's it.
But nigga,
we got some shit we need to fix.
Yes,
or go swab and figure it out.
You still on the shit list, but you could be around just because of whatever, and then getting mad about finding out about him writing a book about him, and you trying to exploit this shit. So like that's real. Like I thought, like the first time I watched it, because it's diet Tyler Perry. So I'm already kind of like about the shit. But watching it again, most recently, like I said, I watched it last week. I'm like, this shit was cool. This was a cool movie. Like I made it, but this was a cool movie. So I'm sure, given the time that it's been, I would have to guess fucking 20 years when the first Best Man came out. They had to like, okay, we know what we doing now,
right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to watch it for real.
I really hope you do. And I don't know if me and you had this conversation about Marcus would suggest shit to me all the time that I wouldn't watch. Have me and you talked about?
Nigga, no. I got nigga. Shut up, because I got a list. I'm sorry. I'm not. Don't. Shut
No. Let me. I want to address that.
I want to let you land. Go.
I want to address that. Recently, my son came in the room. I was playing Call of Duty and shit with some friends of mine, and I happened to look back, and he was like, I was like, "What you doing?" Like I was just, when your kids are just kind of staring at you, like, "What do you want?" And he was like, "You're playing games with your friends," which is kind of cool. And he just walked out. I had my next therapy session, and she was like, in listening to you shut down letting any new thing in for a very long time. Mm-hmm. You didn't watch no new shows. You was binging like Harry Potter over and over and anything familiar, but you wouldn't do anything new. I stopped playing Horizon. I ain't play Resident Evil. Like, I just stopped doing new shit. So that was why, and I just didn't realize it. So send me a list and tell me what you want to talk about. And I promise you, I'm gonna start chipping away at shit that's pertinent to the pod. But that was why. That was the why.
Right, I'm gonna give you one thing to watch and just write it down.
All right, I'm ready.
We can start in your lane.
All right, bet. Give it to me.
Patrice O'Neal, Killing is Easy.
His old special?
It's a documentary.
Okay.
Called Killing is Easy.
I've seen parts of it, but I'll sit and watch the whole thing.
Because I look at this list and I'll be like,
yeah. This was the why. That was something I figured out.
And I feel you, but you also are gonna hate me because there are like 2 movies you gotta watch.
No, I'm not gonna hate you.
That have what's that nigga name? Harold Anthony.
Anthony.
Ryan Anthony Mackie.
You don't even like his movies. Why I got to watch them?
I watched 2 of them.
That's not my fault.
No, because you can watch. You can watch one of them because one of them is funny because it's like it's the time travel movie. It's the time. It's like it's like time.
Okay, yeah, bring it. I'm with it.
But we'll get to it.
That was the why. Yeah, The Best Man is great. If y'all haven't seen it, we're not gonna do like a every episode breakdown, but this is one of them joints that, like, you know what? I would disagree. I do feel like this is black people's Avatar. This is Avatar, the way of niggas. That's what this is.
Blavatar.
Yeah, Avatar, the way of niggas. That's what this is.
Blavatar, the way of niggas.
Putting your braids in her braids and going, what the fuck is that smell? No, this series, they ended it perfect. And the thing about
the smell is sulfur 8.
Sulfur 8. I thought that when they announced it, you know how at the end of the Best Man holiday, it was like, yo, Hop, I'm getting married, man. Yeah. I want you. It was like, okay, this series is about to be cookie cutter and it's going to end with Terrence Howard's wedding.
Right.
No.
Okay.
They end that shit like at the beginning, and then more shit happens. So it's really, really
Nice.
good.
I like that.
So I was happy about that because I was like, all right, let me go on and watch Shelby's wedding. And I was like, because I was like, they gonna just close this shit out because Peacock allowed them to do it, and it's not that. So yeah, check the shit out.
Is that a spoiler alert that we didn't give us a spoiler for?
No, that
Okay.
is.
All right, cool.
I know people that didn't watch it because they was like, if all it's gonna be is them getting fucking married. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm saying that it goes from that, and then you get another 9 hours past that.
Yeah, nice.
So it's great.
My guess was gonna be while seeing the trailer was that one of Shelby's kids is his kids. I don't know yet though, but I have to guess that he was shooting that club up.
Every time they got together.
Yeah.
And see, I'm not gonna ruin nothing
say
for
nothing.
you,
Don't
but
say
that's
nothing.
a very, very good guess because I didn't think about that.
Because
And
then
I still don't.
the first movie ended with them in bed together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
but
the very
I
last
haven't
thing.
finished it. Like I still have the last 30 minutes to watch, so I'm curious if you're right now that you've said that.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, we'll find that shit out together. Anyway, that's all we got for right now.
Get that nigga for fucking 12 years of child support, nigga. Right to the courthouse.
Well, look, that's why he want to quit.
Yeah.
Fucking acting. He like, I owe Shelby this money, man.
I gotta have no job in order for the court to let me keep my bread.
I ain't got no Iron Man suit. He just gonna hide in the Iron Man suit and refuse to get out.
Like fucking was that nigga in part 3?
Like, nah, man, this is my suit, dog.
And then part 3, nigga was like, you have to kill me to get me out of this suit. Nigga was like, I plan to. Don't worry.
They started heating that nigga up like a rotisserie chicken.
a rotisserie nigga. Get your ass out of there.
They were just showing Don Cheadle face close up sweating.
Nigga, the suit gave up before he did. He was like, nah, nigga, get the fuck out. Nigga, out of here right now.
Oh shit, yo. When I post it, get them tickets for me and Daryl Hannah at the Comedy Chateau in Hollywood, man, next week, January 15th. 14th. January 14th.
Doing MLK right.
Yes.
There you go.
Always,
Very
man. Marcus, take us out.
All right, yo, y'all fuck with him. Y'all heard what he said. January 15th, go get them tickets. Show love. Go out to the LA. Y'all be in LA anyway, so go fuck with it. Get you some chicken and waffles and shit. Whatever the fuck y'all eat out there. Some catfish and spaghetti. Yeah, some shit that y'all be fucking around with in LA.
It's all ramen.
It's all ramen.
It's all ramen.
Hey, and Happy New Year from both Sam and myself. Hopefully we all have another blessed and fruitful New Year. And thank you for fucking with us today. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in like they listen on the radio. Tuning in too. Thank you for listening to the Illegal Opinions Podcast, the podcast for people that don't like podcasts. Coming at you every goddamn Sunday on your favorite streaming services. Thanks for fucking with us. Please go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend and tell another friend. And that's all I got.
Just 5 people. That's it.
Just 5. And then, 5 more. Anyway, we out this bitch. I'm kind of off right now. I'm sorry if I wasn't on my game today. It's been a long one. But we're gonna focus on next Sunday. Be safe. I smell niggas cooking downstairs.
Oh, yeah, you need to go get that.
All right, so y'all be safe, show love. All right, peace.